will get an attitude and a heartbeat if you tell them no, not right now. Now you know that is to be the case. I have experienced that. It's like major attitude, like you're not giving it to me right now because this is what I want. How do a woman deal with that?
See, this is what women have to contend with. The women's biggest, and this is just my opinion. You know, I know there's gonna be some people out there in the internet world that feel as though, or the radio world that feel as though, you know, that ain't right, Dr. Fight. You can't say that. Yeah. That's fine. I get it. This is Dr. Fight's opinion. This is my opinion. I don't have scientific fact on this one, but this is what I believe is the woman's problem. The woman's problem is other women.
Okay.
That's the problem, because see, men are driven in this world where they're able to get away with women let them get away with. If every time a man gets with a woman within the first 4 dates, he's able to have sex with you. And then if you set standards and say, I'm not having sex with you just because you paid for 4 dinners. And even if you spent $50 a dinner, I'm worth way more than $200. So if you set standards greater than what that man is used to and accustomed to, yes, he will get turned off by you because he's not used to working that hard to get to where he wants to go. But I promise you, most men will do one or two things. They will continue to work and respect you for the level of respect you have for yourself, or they'll throw in the towel and say, I ain't working that hard. And if he throws in the towel and say he's not working that hard, then guess what? He wasn't worth it in the first place.
There you go. Ooh, I like that, Dr. Fight. Look, your mother said, she said, speak your opinion. She said, speak on it. Look, I listen to Dr. Day. Mama Fight, I'm loving you. Look at her. See, but you know, everything you said is valid, but I still say this. Even if a man says that they really love you, they really close to you, but if you don't give in at that moment, how do you deal with that? Even if you've been together for a minute. And he's always inappropriate time that he wants certain things. And then you got that attitude, that mood shift that you have to contend with. How do you deal with that? Because then the man will start saying, you just don't want to be with me. You don't want to give it up at X, Y, Z. But that's not really the case. It's just that at that moment, it's not appropriate.
Well, no, that man maybe just got a one-track mind.
I think men gonna take my player card after this interview. They gonna take one after this. I gotta tell y'all a secret.
You should have had no player card.
Secret.
Yeah, tell us the secret.
He said I should have had no player card. We gotta understand. I still a player. I just a player with one person on the team. You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord.
The team only got one person, you know what I mean? You don't sustain and keep a beautiful wife like I do, but not being a player anymore. No, you just got you only play with one other person. Let me
pat yourself on the back. There you go.
Make some brothers mad.
He gonna make some brothers mad. Come on, brothers.
Let me make some brothers mad on this today. So men understand that women are feeling type of people. So in order to get to where you got to get to, you got to make your woman feel a certain kind of way.
Absolutely.
Women understand men are visual kind of creatures. So that's why most women dress provocative the way that they do, is because they want to entice the way that you see them and not hear them, but more so witness the ambiance that they have presented unto you. And so what most men say is, okay, I'll say what I gotta say to get to where I gotta get to. Now, I say that to say this. Most men will tell you whatever they think you need to hear in order to get to where they want to get to.
Agreed.
So if they tell you, oh, you don't love me because you won't do this, that, and the third, they make you feel a certain way. So you can say, no, I do. And now a woman's compute of that mentally, because her dopamine levels are not as high as his. She compute that as, well, if I don't show him how I feel, then he won't know how I feel. So now I gotta sleep with you or do whatever I need to do with you so you can understand that I feel the same way you do. And so now you've bought into a man's philosophy of how to operate, and he has basically won the chess match. But what you gotta understand is it goes both ways. Not only do you have to understand feeling and visual effect, but you also have to recognize there's a level of sustainability. That when you're going to sustain a relationship, the foundations and principles of that relationship cannot be built on sex. I'll say it again.
Okay.
The sustainability and the foundation of your relationship cannot be built on sex. I hate to say this because most people feel like, they got this philosophy, you got to try on shoes before you buy it.
Exactly.
Or before you purchase it.
Yep.
But I promise you that if you get a deeper foundation in a relationship with somebody beyond sex, that I promise you, you will grow together sexually when you get married. And that sex will become something, I won't go there, I'll stop right there. We don't know, we might get kids who just got out of school just listening to the show.
Come on, Dr. Fight. Come on with it. Come on. Come on, just keep going. Come on with it. Come on.
It will grow. It will grow to levels that I'm trying to tell you that just that test drive will not expose for you. I'm here to, never mind, I don't want to tell you. But I just want to tell you, that you can get to a place that your sex life within your marriage is one that is great and grand if you give it time and you put work in on it.
So what do you say to a person or even a couple that said the woman might say he's not that great in bed. He's not but he's great in all other areas, and a lot of people want to break off relationships because they don't feel like they're physically compatible. Is that a real thing, or is that just something people have in their mind? Because can a couple become physically compatible even if the initial the initial connection was not there? Is if the initial action was not that physical connection was not there, or the person was not that good, or they were nervous for whatever reason, it didn't happen real good the first time. Maybe the first couple of times it just didn't.
What I understand is there's different levels of chemistries. You have physical chemistry, you have mental chemistry, spiritual chemistry. You also have physical chemistry, and sometimes the stars might align for you to be physically attracted to somebody, mentally there, spiritually there, and y'all are operating. But then, you go behind closed doors and physically it just ain't there.
Right.
That doesn't mean that it should be an end-all break-all. Out of the 4 different things I just named, when you make that one a higher percentage than all of the other 3 combined, you're not operating off that 98/2 principle. That you got 98% of what you're looking for in a man, but you made that 2% way more important than the 98% that you have. So it means that you got to put in a little bit more work in that area in order for you all to learn each other and for the time and space of that chemistry to come together, that where both of you all can be satisfied. Now, for a small fee, you can schedule a time with me if you have these issues, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. We can help you out in your manners. However, but the first session is going to make sure you get married before you start operating in these physical activities that you want to operate in.
So my question, I'm telling you,
I am an ordained minister, so I'm telling you,
I hear this so often. So many women, I think, miss out on good relationships because it's the whole chemistry thing to them. The whole that they got to be good in bed, or here's another thing, their size. He got to be well endowed. So that's why so many women miss out on relationships. What do you say to a woman?
But you better be prepared to take all that if you want all that size.
Yeah, well, I have to scratch my head on that one. So what do you say? Even if same thing for a man. If the man say, "Well, I like her in all other ways," it's just that she didn't really rock my world. She didn't do it for me in the set. What do you say to a man? Because men do it all the time too. They'll cut a woman off. They're like, "Man, she wasn't no good. Man, she just laid there. She didn't, What do you say to a man that says that?
Well, like I said before, for a small nominal fee, we can get together. but you gotta ask yourself, you got to ask yourself, what are you looking for in this relationship? So, I'm coming at it from a position to predispose that these two individuals are either married or very close to getting married. Marriage is in the conversation.
Wait, hold on. Let me break this up right now. It ain't me. So don't even go there and think that. I'm just asking that as a general question. I'm just saying.
He didn't say.
I know he didn't say it, but I'm just putting it out there.
You need to say it ain't me.
I'm just clearly saying no
feelings.
No.
And everything like.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Let me clear it up, cause that ain't it. That ain't it.
He's speaking in general. He ain't say you specifically.
Pray for Scott.
Let me just say, if there are no complaints there,
duh.
I'm just gonna be out. There's no complaints there. Oh, no,
okay. TMI.
Hallelujah. He
just shared way more than I did.
Yeah, but he was talking about other people. He
was talking about himself. No. Okay, but go ahead.
Wait a minute now. Hold